Hello and welcome. Thanks so much for being with us here on India Today. I'm Chaiti Narula. I'm being joined by some fabulous women. They're all rock stars in their own right. They are content creators, directors, producers, and discussing a very important topic today on Women's Day, moving beyond the tokenism of Women's Day, because 365 days a year should be Women's Day. Let me begin with Guneet first. Thank you all for joining us. Guneet, beginning with you, how has content changed in the digital era? And when I speak of content, I speak of women-centric content.
Very nice to be here, and thank you, Chetty. Firstly, I think opportunities have increased. Definitely the market has expanded. The audience base has expanded. It's definitely far more audiences that you can reach through the traditional means, and especially I think for independent filmmakers, it is a boom. And you know, because the need of content is so high, what is just everything that is not usual does stand out, and the conversation at large of having niches up front, any niche conversation, and also especially by women creators or women filmmakers or women on the screen, it's absolutely the most fantastic time. I would say that from my personal experience, from the number of films I've made, be it Lunchbox, be it Masan, be it so many, Shaitan Shahid, the kind of marketing support that I got for Paglet, for a film like Paglet, the kind of feedback that I got on Paglet, and the love that I got, it was a Netflix release. And for me also, that was a learning, and I really valued that experience. So when you immediately get pan-India, around the world, same day, that kind of joy, you know, is a dream for any filmmaker, and especially for an independent filmmaker. So you get a whole organization celebrating you and your work, and putting your conversation out there is precious. And this is the time right now where we are consuming Malayalam cinema. We are uniting as a country, and we are putting our stories out there, you know, and for the whole world to see. So it's amazing.
Very interesting. So Naomi, I want to ask you, in a film industry and a content creation industry where it's been largely male-centric over the past few years to now the transition after OTT platforms, are you seeing more advent of women coming in, whether it is creators, filmmakers, actresses, and would you attribute that to OTT?
See, Chaiti, the biggest thing that's happened is that when we make content for platforms like Netflix, we don't say woman-centric. You know, this woman-centric label itself is something which was exclusive to films. But when you're making content for Netflix, for streaming, we don't say this is a woman-centric show. It's a show, which I think is a huge step. You know, you don't say this is woman-oriented content. Now, coming to the show that I'm part of, like The Fabulous Life of Bollywood Wives. For me, this is a mainstream show which is about 4 women in their 40s. Now, this is a demographic which is largely ignored by mainline cinema. Where do you have that? You know, you don't have women who are touching 50. You don't have stories about them. But you managed to do that, and it's not niche. It's mainline. It's mainstream, and there's no self-conscious effort. You know, there's no ham-handed effort to say, "Yay, this is about women power. This is about this." It's very normal. It's regulation, and I think that's what's happened. It's the regularization and the normalization, where you don't pitch your show as, "Oh, you know, it is about a strong woman." It is about a strong character. And I think that's the biggest thing that's happened.
So Chandni, in that case, you know, every year on Women's Day, we are overcompensating somewhere with all the fluorescent pink and, you know, the free manicures and pedicures and salons to, you know, celebrating women on that one day. But I do know you are heading that fabulous team at India Today as well, a company which is headed by women, with primetime anchors being women as well. Not even once at that company do you feel you're a woman, and hence, you know, you might probably have to take a back seat. It is meritocracy that is being rewarded. And do you see that transition happening finally?
So, yes, I think, I mean, I wear dual hats, and that's how I'm sitting here. I am a journalist as well as heading a vertical which produces documentary series now, to start with. And, you know, I'll tell you, a few years ago, on news channels, which is mainstream news channel, for example, only men would do prime time. And today you switch on a channel like Aaj Tak, it's only women. We have no man doing prime time right now. And I don't think it's a conscious choice that happened. It's a choice, and then those women just proved that they were so good. And even women who were heading, women who head, different verticals in our group, that is just, I think, merit. And I think we need to move beyond the tokenism of it. And I think that women are out there, they're proving themselves, and they're getting to do what they're doing. And it's really, really interesting, really, right now, honestly.
You know, so not for a single moment, even Pratiksha, in your organization, would you feel that you're a woman? Because that, I'm sure that thought doesn't even come across in your mind, because you all are such a women-centric, women-led company at Netflix India and globally.
We have a global workforce. More than 50% is actually women. More than 50% of our global leadership is also women. But I don't think, I'm pretty conscious of the fact that I'm a woman, but not because of the limitations, but actually because of the opportunities that come with it. You know, there is so much, even in storytelling. You know, when we think of women creators, often we tend to think of women-led stories, so stories about female characters. But actually, on this panel itself, you know, we have Leena, who's done a very moving and very tough documentary, if I may say so. And Ashwini, you know, the short that she made for Ankahi Kahaniya, one of our anthologies, it's about a male character and his vulnerability when he moves to the city, and the lens with which they're able to actually portray those stories. That's perhaps something that comes because of the fact that they're women. So I think I see it as an opportunity, as a privilege, and I don't think we can, you know, dissociate the fact that, irrespective of whatever your gender is, you know, it is something you own. But yes, it's not a hindrance at all, and especially at Netflix, it's not a hindrance. If anything, being part of an organization where you have so many female leaders, you feel even more empowered, you know, to speak up, to share your point of view, because you see everyone else around you doing that.